Louis Caspar, 24, promising philosophy grad student and confirmed bachelor. Andy Drombowski, also 24, rising like a carbon bubble in a Coke through the banking hierarchy. What do these men have in common? In college, they were roommates, and they're about to have lunch together.
Hey, hon, would you like to order something while you're waiting for your guests?
Oh, yeah, today is kind of special. Make it a lowbrow.
I'll have it for you in just a minute.
Andy.
Louis, how you doing?
How you doing? Oh, not bad. Listen, I'm sorry I'm a little late. I was helping a student raise her grades, you know what I mean?
Louis, are you still using that scam? Aren't you afraid of getting a social disease from your tutoring sessions?
What do you mean? These girls are too young. Besides, many great men throughout history have been afflicted. I mean, there was Nietzsche and Beethoven. Peter the Great. I'd be in good company.
Don Juan, if I was you, I'd cut down on your rate of conquest before you catch something incurable.
Look, you've always thought that. When we were in college, there was never a time when you didn't knock on the door before putting in the key because you didn't want to come in and find me trying to unlock the treasure of some co-ed. I mean, I know you think it's awful, but my passion in life is this three-letter word we all know and love.
Yeah?
You know.
Well, tell me something I don't know, Louis.
John Lennon was Winston Churchill's illegitimate son.
Martin Feldstein. You're Martin Feldstein, aren't you? I saw you on the Tonight Show. And him, too. You were talking about your book, Creative Gardening and Sex. I loved it.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, sir. My name is Louis Caspar. This is my friend, Andy Dobrowski. We're not really anybody.
Ah. Sorry.
Hey, you're Marty Feldstein.
I'm sorry. I think you're mistaken.
Oh.
What is this Martin Feldstein business?
Well, can I take your order?
Yes, I'd take a bacon, lettuce, and tomato and white.
What would you like on that?
Bacon, lettuce, and tomato.
Oh. What about you?
Yeah, I'll have a plate of mashed yeast and a side of barley and a glass of warm water.
Oh, God, Louis, what are you doing? Trying to ferment?
Look, we intellectuals don't have time to eat. I mean, you know, it's I think, therefore I am. Of course, if that were true, some people wouldn't exist at all. But food is merely a requirement of my physical being. I mean, it isn't really related to my spiritual existence. True, my physical being does look better in a gray suit, but the relationship between the spiritual and the physical is the core of the argument. It's a very dull argument, but that's the basic question that we all have to ask ourselves. You know, do we really exist? And if so, where is the action? You know what I mean? You know, Andy, you'd be a much happier man if you went out and got a little action on the side, you know? I mean, your wife is...
Look, Louis, I have enough of your garbage. All you do is eke out an existence. You have nothing, no body, no love, no commitment.
Are you trying to tell me that I should get married and settle down or something? Are you insane? I mean, I am my own man, and I intend for it to stay that way. Hell, I've got potential. I was up for the philosophy scholarship last month.
I hear you didn't get that scholarship because you were fooling around with the dean's wife.
The dean's wife? The dean's wife and me? Wherever did you hear a story like that?
I have my sources.
Look, it couldn't have been the dean's wife, okay? She's been dead for 10 years. Besides, there's so much politicking going on in that department, you wouldn't believe it.
Try me.
Look, do you remember Cheney? Cheney got a $2,000 grant to do research. Find a link between the Cartesian theory of being and why he can't get into Studio 54. Can you believe that? I mean, I can't get a lousy grant to do research into sex as a philosophy for life.
Sex is a philosophy of life. Now I've heard it all. I'm going to the men's room.
Excuse me, aren't you Martin Feldstein?
No. Jesus, next up he asked me for my driver's license. Andy, did you know that 4 out of 5 men surveyed at used public facilities chase cigarette butts around the urinal when they pee?
My God, Louis, are you trying to disgust me, or is this a normal line of conversation for you?
I'm attempting to make you think of the trivial things that we concern ourselves with in day-to-day existence and realize that there's a higher meaning in life, A way to leave the drudgery of the common man and land on the plane of alternate consciousness.
Hey, aren't you, Martin Feldstein?
Was Louis Caspar, in fact, Martin Feldstein? Or was Andy Drombowski, in fact, Martin Feldstein? Or possibly, were the waitress and Louis Caspar, in fact, Martin Feldstein? Or was Martin Feldstein something larger than an individual? Possibly.
Excuse me, are you Martin Feldstein?
Cut.